Okay.
Okay, good. So first of all, are you able to read that question, and then we start to solve it together?
Okay. Okay. I read it.
Okay, perfect. So Moise, I would like to understand your logic so that
Okay.
I'm able to work with you together to improve it.
Okay.
If there is something missing, then we try to work on it. Okay.
Okay.
So uh, so first, I would like to know from you. Do you know what's the difference between a method and a function?
What is the difference between what?
A method and a function.
Well, a function is used to create, like, you're trying to figure out a situation, you create a function for that. A method is you can do different methods, like the dot methods, in order, and those can be used inside of functions.
Okay. So the difference between a method and a function is actually more major than that. It's not about the functionality. Both of them can do exactly the same thing, except that the function should return something to us, should return a value, should have
Yes.
an outcome. But
Yes. Yes.
a method cannot. Okay.
Correct.
Um, and yeah, that we're going to see that in the object oriented. So first of all, he is asking us to write a function, right? So the name of
Yes.
the function is capital indexes. It takes one parameter. Do you know? Uh, I mean, do you know the difference between passing by reference and passing by value? Passing parameters by reference and passing parameters by value.
So you can either put it inside of the parentheses, or you can put, I mean, I do kind of know the difference. I would have to like have an example, but yes.
Okay, so just on the fly, just let me explain this
Sure.
without going into much details. So there is certain types that is passed automatically by reference, and certain types that is passed automatically by value. By value is what we take a copy from the parameter or from the variable before passing it to the function. So anything that happened to the variable inside the function is not reflected to the original value of the variable. But if I take it by reference, then anything that I do, any functionality or any changes that I do on the variable inside the function is actually reflected to the original variable. So most of the time, arrays is passed by reference, not by value. So any changes that you do inside the function for the array is actually reflected to the original variable that you pass to the function.
Yes.
Does this make sense to you?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay, good. Um, Let me see. Yeah. So our function takes a single parameter, right? Which is a
Yes.
string. Okay. So can we treat a string like an array?
No. Oh, actually, an array could be a string too. So, but you can't put an array inside of the parentheses.
Yeah, correct. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So as you see here, we are taking a string and we should return an array. Is that clear to
Yes.
you? Okay, good.
Yes, I do get
Okay. Then if then so see we should always use an
So
online.
I also have some sample code from my first Python class.
Okay,
Um, if you would like to see that, I can show you that as well.
sure. Yeah, we can have a look at that. Yes.
Okay.
So okay, yeah. Don't let me go into details here. Let me so if we define a function, can you still remember the name of the function? Maybe no. Can
Which
you?
the one that we were working on a few seconds ago?
Yes, yes. It's called capital
So
indexes.
capital, and then it had a hello inside of it.
Yeah. Okay. So you should sync with me here and tell me uh, what to write actually. So
Okay.
now we have some function that is taking a string, and then it should
Yes.
return something, right?
Yes.
So we should return an array. Am I right? So
Correct, because it's supposed to go from string to array.
okay. Should we return something like that? Does this make sense?
Well, I mean, if this was like the structure, it makes sense, but of course you have to add stuff to it.
Okay, good. Okay, so should we initialize an empty array so that we can put the contents of it according to what is required?
So you say empty list, right then?
Yeah, what about if I do like that? Is it correct?
Do you, I have, yes, this is correct. When you put it, if you're asking it to empty list, yeah, that's how you do empty list.
Okay, good. Okay, so we know that we need to get something out of that string, right? So what is that?
Yes.
So we should check if there is capital letters, right?
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
okay. So how can we check if there is a capital letter? Does this mean that we have to go to through every character inside the
No,
array?
you can use a for loop, right?
Why not? Can we try and see if it works?
Yes, we can try.
Okay. So if I say for and I say I in, and you say, what should I write?
For I in ARR,
Like that?
and then colon.
Okay. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Okay.
So for I in ARR, and then what you want to do is replace the string to the you want to replace the word hello with the array, right? Um,
So okay, wait. Just let me. Okay. So this is a definition of the function,
correct.
and that's how I plan to call the function,
Yes.
right? So I would say hello like that even, yeah,
Okay.
and maybe I put like that.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how I call it. So when I'm passing it like that, it means that this will be inside
Yeah.
the variable
Yes.
called string, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
means that any parameter that is passed to the function, it will be inside the string. So I
Yeah.
have to deal with, so inside the function, I will consider that hello is inside the string. So I will deal with it as if I have a variable called string inside the function.
Yes.
Okay, good. So now you tell me just now that I should make a for loop, right? So what should I put
So
inside the for loop?
what we want to do is figure out how many capital letters are inside of hello, right? And then return it as an array.
Yes, yes, correct. Yes.
Okay.
So it means that we need to go inside the string character by character, and then
Okay.
test if um, if that character is a capital or not.
Okay. Um, we could do for I in if
No, let's.
um,
I mean, forget about. The first time I try to solve a problem, I try to divide. Um, I don't try to reach the final destination one shot. I reach it step by step.
yes, you're right.
Okay. So the first thing is not to check the capital. The first thing for me is to get a correct for loop working, and then I test it. Then I move to the next step to check if the character that I'm getting inside the for loop is
Uh-huh.
capital or not. But
So
but the
would you
first thing,
first would you have to receive an input?
Yes, it is there is an input here. This is I
Okay.
mean, yeah. So when I call the function in this way,
The
uh,
hello is the input. Yeah,
yes.
I
So
remember
hello
that
is
word. Yeah.
becomes the input. Yes. So
Yes, I did know that.
and okay. So let me wait. Let me see if he accepts that. Maybe just return something like that. I don't know if he accepted. Yeah. Okay. He doesn't like the indentation. Okay. Print. So one thing to note here, your print is your friend.
Yes, that's how you call like the functions and do stuff with it. Yes.
Yes. So okay, I am. So what I will do now is that I just print string. So
Hmm.
string content is hello. So this means that here.
Yes. No, I understand this.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So do you understand that I can put here 0 like that?
Hmm. Yeah, because if you put zero, it's just going to go to H because when you index it, it goes to the first value for zero.
Okay, so okay, that's good. Um, okay, so then if we are able to treat a string like an array, so so the I mean, then what should we do now? I mean, consider this. This is a hello
Hmm.
like that, and we consider this the end because maybe the space is this is here like that, and we are starting from 0. So how many characters inside hello?
5 characters.
So so should be the last element 5 or 4.
Ooh, 4.
Okay, do you know why?
Because when you index, you start at zero.
Perfect. Okay, so this concept is clear to you. That's very important. Okay,
Yes.
so again, if we treat the string as an array, so we are able to use an index like this, and we can go through all the elements here, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it means
Oh, so you could just do um you could do print, let me think, zero, com. We want to find the capital letters. You could do zero colon. No, what were you saying? I was just thinking out loud for a second.
okay. So I don't want you to rush
You're right.
to the. Don't rush. We want to find a way first. So now we started with a print. We got something working with us. And let us move to the second step. We want
Okay.
to find a way to. So I'm not solving with you the problem here. Actually, I'm trying to put with you the steps that we should use on every problem.
Okay.
So yes, we can have 1,000 problems, but if we don't know, if we don't agree, me and you, to certain steps that we go on, then at bigger problems, then we will not able to find solutions. We will stop for long.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay. So let us figure out. Just I only want a way to loop through the characters or the contents of this string or even an array. Let's consider it
Yeah.
an array. So how to loop?
So for I in, and then you wanted to loop through the string, right? So str
Okay, yeah,
colon.
okay. What else?
So
Should I print what? I print
you could
I.
print I, yeah.
Okay, let's try. So yeah.
But then if you do that, it's just gonna print every single thing in just gonna print the whole string letter by letter.
Why not? Why
Yeah,
not? It. Although this is not the final destination for us, but we just
this is
want
a
to
start.
confirm, yes, that we are able to reach every single character. If we are able to do that, then we are able to add to the logic. So now, if we are able to get H on the first time we loop. So we know that we need to do something here. Okay, so if we want to check something, we use if, right?
Yes.
So maybe we need to put some if statement here, but what should we put?
If
If I, typically, because
because I know there's this one Python method called dot lower, but that's different. I'm trying to figure out how I can do count you could do a count, right, for all of the uppercase letters?
count, you're talking about the ASCII table. So if you so every character on the ASCII table, it have a decimal value,
Yes.
and there is one way that we are able to get the decimal value of every character that we have. So characters that is on uppercase, they have a certain range of values, decimal values equivalent to it. Okay, let me just although maybe the solution is not there, but give me a second. Let me try to
Sure.
share with you something here. Teaching notes. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So you remember that ASCII table, right?
Yes.
Okay, so of course, if you, I mean, basic thinking that you have, you
Yeah,
think
like
first.
each item has its own like reference value, correct?
Yes, there is a decimal equivalent for that character. Okay,
Yes.
so it means if you want to check if if your character is less, is its decimal representation is less than 65, it means it's not capital. If it is bigger than 90, it's also not capital.
I see. Okay.
Okay, does this make
Yeah,
sense?
that makes sense.
Okay, and the same goes to the lower here.
Yeah.
The lower have a certain range, and the coming consecutive. So it means that we are able to check between 98 and 122 here.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And the same goes here. So if you want to make sure that a character is actually a number or not, then also you are able to do something similar. But anyhow,
Okay.
so okay, then just let us go to details here. Let us go back to our example. So now I want to check I equals something. So I want to check what? Can I say, do you still remember the function? Wait. Let me try with you. Maybe. I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Can we say, you
I'm
know this
not
function?
no, I'm not familiar with ORD.
Okay, so ORD, I pass it. So this helped me if I cannot remember the ASCII table, and you're not required to remember everything in the ASCII table. You just need to
Yes.
understand it. So the decimal representation of A in the ASCII table is 65,
65.
and decimal representation of Z capital, is typically 90.
Okay.
So it
So
is
if you
bigger than,
do,
yeah.
so you could print all of the items between 65 and 90. Like if it falls in that, you count how many times it appears in the string.
That's one possibility. That's one possibility. Okay. So what if we say like that, ORD, and we put I here? Can we try to see? So it means it. I mean, okay. That is. I would say. Um, Okay, so here I would let me think. So I would put the I here like that, and then I would put something in between to make it clear for us, and then I would print. So you see, character H is a decimal representation is 72.
Okay, yes.
Okay, if you remember, that was actually 90. So anything above 90,
Mm-hmm.
it is not capital anymore. So if you see here, H is 72 and L is 76,
Yeah,
and both are below 90, right?
yes, correct.
So I mean, one possible simple solution. I mean, I don't want. I mean, we should not reach the most efficient solution one shot. We just need to understand the concept. So if I said, I will see, debt capital equal ORD, and I put here Z. So what do you think will be inside Z capital?
Capital equals ORD. Well, for it,
So
it would if you were to print Z capital and A capital, it would print out the number that comes with it, correct?
yes,
Yes.
okay. So if I try to do something here like that, B capital, okay, and Z, okay. So did you understand what I'm trying to do here?
Yes. Because you're printing out the string and then you're doing the value for A cap, which was 65, and then the value for Z cap, which is 90.
Okay, so do you know now that we now have the range where if any character fall in between these two values or two integers, we will know automatically that this is a capital letter. Does this make
Yes.
sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me now how to construct an if statement so that I check uh, the character that I have inside the string that comes to me as an input, how to check if it is in between A
So if
cap
you
and Z
do
cap.
if we could do less than or equal to, and if it's you do greater than or equal to 65 and then less than or equal to 90.
Okay, so I would say if I bigger than or equal Z or A cap.
I less than equal to A cap
A cap. Okay, and
and greater and less than or equal to Z cap.
okay, good. Good. Then
Then you would
what should we do if we
then after that print I.
okay, fine.
I know that wouldn't give you the value for uh how many capital letters there are, but this is just like I'm trying to take it one step at a time, just figure out
Yes,
what comes out.
yes, yes. Okay, good, good. Okay. So there is
Okay.
some errors here. He doesn't accept what we are doing. Let's take it step by step. Let's comment that part. So can we look, please? What is happening here? Not
Okay.
supported.
You can't do less than or equal to between the two instances of string. Okay.
So
String and integer.
so what does this mean?
that you can't compare the two.
Okay, that's good. But why? Why we cannot compare both?
Because A cap and Z cap, that is an integer and I is the string.
Perfect, perfect understanding. Okay, so I would say here, pop, pop, pop. I would say
Mm.
th equal. Can I do like that?
Yeah,
And
because you're setting a variable to that.
so can I change here instead of I I I use ch? Can I do that?
Okay, yeah, that works.
That works, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah, that
I
makes
would.
sense because when you do, you can't do. Yeah, that does make sense. Correct.
Okay, so see here, I'm trying to figure out when I'm printing something, I would like to know where is it printing. So it's just simple. So um, now we are checking for h. So that's here. So it means that, okay, our if statement works and
Yes.
our logic somehow works. But then what is actually required? We need to know, that that this character is capital, and we need to return its index, right? Its
Yeah.
place, its exact place inside the array.
Hmm.
Okay. Pop, pop. So
So
how do you think
could
we
you
should?
do if this equals that return uh you could do return ch and then the index.
Okay, but just remember that this kind of for loop, the way that we are doing it here, it is actually not giving us, it is not using an index to loop. Just give me a second, please. I want to show you something and make sure that you understand that thing. Did you see this kind of for loops before?
Yes, many times.
Many times. So if I put here like that,
It will
I'm
go 0 through 9.
okay. That's perfect. So it means that okay, and that's good. Okay, and if I say here array equal, can I do like that?
Yeah, because you're trying to find the length of the array. So 1 to 2.
Okay, and I want to get the index here. Okay, can I
So
do that?
if you print this, it's
Uh-huh.
gonna print 2, correct?
Yeah. To what?
Because that's just the 4i.
So what are we printing here? Are we printing the array content, or are we printing only a range of numbers from 0 until the length of the array? How many is the length of the array?
There's 2 items in there.
2 items. So we have 0 and 1.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So if and the length, the result of the length function is actually 2. Okay.
Yes.
And 2 is not inclusive.
Yes.
Okay. And so it means we will start giving a values I to be, I will start from 0, then 1.
Hmm. So I think when it runs prints out, it's just gonna do 1, and then the next line is gonna do 2, right?
We check. Let's check. So you see here,
Oh, well,
0, 0 and
that's
1. So
yeah, because one
I
is one is in zeroth place, and then 2 is in the first place.
so okay. Now I think we have to stop and we have to use the same link again because we are recording. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Good.
1 second.